I did something that really hurt him. I did something very immature and stupid. It damaged the idea of me for you.
Yeah, I think so too.
She went out and did things that hurt me. And so it was just this hurt. She hurt me. And then before tour, we just really stopped talking. I was really upset. And rather than, before that in my previous relationship, I went off and just went crazy and went wild, just was, being reckless. Yeah, I got better. And so she would reach out to people that were like, that we knew. And she would get like you'd hear, right? You'd hear like, oh, he's doing so well. And she would be so pissed off because she's like, he's not doing well without me.
Facts.
Yeah.
Right?
People think that like I'm just some machine or some like product that they put together. And it's like, this movie really shows that like I've been playing music ever since I can remember. I'm here to take all the constructive criticism I can and become not only a great artist, but like at the end of the day, a good person and someone who, learns from my mistakes and learns from different things. Everyone's gonna make mistakes. I'm 16, everyone makes bad choices.
Justin Bieber, he dropped the song. It went over our heads.
Which
it's actually
video?
about P. Diddy this whole time.
Which video?
The song Lonely.
Let me see.
Everybody knows my past now. Like my house was always made of glass. But maybe that's the price you pay for the money and fame at an early age.
He even came out and said stuff about how when he was younger, he was being taken advantage of, which is true. The problem was being a victim of the diddler. What happens? Because he has so much dirt on you, if you go out into the public, he may have videos, he may have embarrassing things. He might even have incriminating footage of you doing things that you were forced to under the influence to do. That's sad.
My first girlfriend, I took her on at a date, and we went, I did the same thing. I rented out the Staples Center. Okay. We went up to the top row, watched Titanic on the
big screen?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
What's the biggest surprise you've ever had?
A romantic dinner on a rooftop. I support him. I think I always will. I'm upset when he's upset. I'm happy when he's happy. I don't want anything ever to happen to him bad. It hurts me.
And she would be so pissed off because she's like, he's not doing well without me. Like, what? He's doing well?
And what was hurting you at the time you said you were still hurt?
I think I was just hurt from my previous relationship. I think I still was dealing with a lot of unforgiveness and all that sort of stuff. So to be honest, I don't think I even knew what I was really struggling with at the time. I don't think I knew I was dealing with unforgiveness. When I first got married, I hit a little bit of an emotional breakdown because I thought marriage was gonna fix all my problems. Wow. And it didn't. Well, we're so blessed and honored to have you on our live, and thank you for doing this. You look gorgeous, obviously.
Hey!
Look at us two. We're a happy married family.
That's so cool.
Cool question. Did you see this coming?
Oh, no.
I think that I've grown during this period. I've appreciated things. Just even being able to have a bed to sleep on is so important to me. And
the internet doesn't melt down over nothing. And when it does, there's usually more going on beneath the surface, because what should have been a forgettable 2-second social media interaction has now turned into one of the messiest celebrity conspiracies people have seen all year. And the wild part? It all started with a single like. Not a post, not a comment, a like, buried on a photo from nearly a decade ago. And somehow, that tiny tap of a finger managed to drag Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber, Selena Gomez, and millions of internet detectives straight into chaos. Here's where things get interesting. Before anyone noticed Justin liking anything, something else had already set the stage. Earlier that week, fans claimed Hailey Bieber had reposted a video to her Instagram story. And not just any video, one that allegedly broke down her marriage to Justin in a way that made people uncomfortable. The video supposedly pointed out concerning patterns, emotional tension, and relationship dynamics that didn't exactly scream, "Everything's fine." Screenshots started circulating almost immediately. People swore they saw it, others claimed they screen recorded it, and within hours, the internet was already asking questions that nobody wanted to answer. But then, it vanished. And Hailey denied the whole thing. She said she never reposted that video. that it wasn't her, that something else must have happened. A glitch, a mix-up, maybe even someone else with account access. And just like that, the story split in two directions. Some people believed her, others didn't. At all. And that tension never really went away. It just waited. Because what happened next poured gasoline on everything. Days later, people noticed something strange. Justin Bieber had liked a comment on an old Selena Gomez post from 2016. The photo, them kissing, the caption, emotional, the vibe, pure nostalgia. And the comment he liked wasn't random either. It was written in Spanish, and depending on the translation, it carried a meaning that made people freeze. Some interpreted it as "long live the newlyweds." Others said it hinted at eternal love. But no matter which translation you believe, one question immediately took over every timeline. How did he even find that? This wasn't a recent post. This wasn't trending. This wasn't tagged. It was nearly 10 years old. And that's where the math stopped making sense. Here's the thing most casual explanations ignore. Justin Bieber doesn't have normal notifications. He has millions of followers, thousands of comments per post, endless engagement every single day. Regular people miss messages all the time. Creators with a fraction of his following talk openly about how impossible it is to keep up. So the idea that Justin just stumbled onto a specific comment on a specific post from 2016 featuring his ex-girlfriend doesn't sit right with a lot of people. And that's when the theories exploded. Because when you place this after the alleged repost drama, the timing suddenly feels loud, too loud. People started asking if this was retaliation. A subtle shot, a public reminder, not screamed, but whispered loudly enough for everyone to hear. And if that was the case, the target wasn't Selena. It was Hailey. The internet's theory goes like this. If Hailey really did repost that video, whether by accident or not, it exposed something deeply personal, something that wasn't meant for public dissection. That kind of slip would sting. So instead of addressing it privately, Justin responds in the one language the internet understands instantly: visibility. He likes something tied to Selena. He knows people watch his every move. He knows screenshots happen in seconds. And just like that, the narrative flips. Now he's the headline. Now she's under scrutiny. It's passive-aggressive, it's calculated. And according to fans, it sends a very clear message: two can play this game. But not everyone is buying that explanation. There's another camp that thinks this whole thing has spiraled way out of control. Their argument is simple. The comment was in Spanish. Justin might not even understand what it said. He could have thought it was supportive or harmless. To them, this is just another example of the internet creating a conspiracy out of nothing. A like is just a like. Not everything is a message. Not everything is a move. But that explanation runs into one big problem. Even if he didn't understand the comment, that explanation only goes so far. Because language barriers don't erase context. Justin didn't need a translation to know what he was looking at. He understood the photo instantly. He knew the history attached to it. He knew who was in that picture when it was taken and why it still holds weight online. That wasn't some random fan post buried in his mentions. That was a moment frozen in time with his ex, a moment the internet never really let go of. And that brings the question right back to the surface. How did he even end up there? Not, why did he like it, but how did he find it? That's the detail people can't move past. This wasn't recent. It wasn't resurfacing on its own. It didn't suddenly go viral again. Somehow Justin navigated his way to a very specific place in his past and engaged with it publicly. Whether intentional or not, that alone makes people pause. And then came the moment that shifted everything again. The like disappeared, the comment was quietly unlike, and instead of calming things down, that move sent speculation into overdrive. Because if this was truly an accident, most people would have just left it alone. The screenshot was already out there. The conversation had already started. Undoing it doesn't erase anything. It just adds a new layer. Going back to remove the like suggests awareness. It suggests someone realized how it looked. Either Justin caught it himself and understood the message people were taking from it, or someone on his team noticed the backlash and stepped in fast to contain the damage. And that opens a door people don't love to walk through. Who's actually controlling these accounts? Both Justin and Hailey have said before that they don't always manage their own social media. Teams have access, mistakes happen, glitches occur, posts go up unintentionally, likes happen without context. And sure, that's believable once, maybe twice, but when something seems to happen almost every week, an unfollow here, a repost there, a suspicious caption, a like that sparks headlines, people stop seeing coincidence. At a certain point, it stops sounding like accidents and starts sounding like a pattern. And patterns usually point to something deeper. Either boundaries aren't being clearly set, with too many people having access and not enough control, or emotions are bleeding into public spaces where they were never meant to live. Frustration, hurt, passive reactions that feel small in the moment but explode once millions of eyes are watching. And neither option paints a calm picture. What makes this even messier is Selena's role in all of it, or more accurately, her lack of one. She isn't inserting herself, she isn't responding, she isn't engaging with the noise at all. Yet her name keeps getting pulled back into a situation she didn't create, tied to a relationship she's no longer part of. And that contrast only makes everything else look louder. Because while one side stays silent, the other keeps generating moments that invite questions. And the internet never ignores an open invitation. She's not posting, she's not responding, she's not engaging. By all visible accounts, she's moved on, thriving, focused on her own life. Yet her name keeps getting dragged back into a marriage she's not part of. And every time it happens, it reopens old wounds for fans who never really let that chapter close, which only adds fuel to a fire that probably didn't need more oxygen. At the center of all this isn't just drama, it's pressure. Relationships are hard in private. They're brutal in public. And when communication breaks down behind closed doors, social media becomes the shortcut. A signal flare, a quiet scream disguised as a tap. Whether this was revenge, a mistake, or something that lives somewhere in between, one thing is obvious. This cycle isn't sustainable. Every move gets analyzed. Every slip becomes a headline. Every explanation only creates two new questions. And until something actually changes, the internet won't stop watching. Because it never does. In the social media age, nothing is ever just a like. It's a message, whether you meant to send it or not. So now, the real question isn't what this like meant, it's what happens next. Do they finally pull everything offline? Do the moments keep accidentally slipping through? Or is this just the new normal, where every tap, every pause, every silence becomes content? Either way, people are watching. And the screenshots are already saved. If you want more deep dives into celebrity drama, internet conspiracies, and the stories hiding between the headlines, make sure you're subscribed. I break this kind of chaos down every single time it happens, so you never miss what everyone else is about to start talking about. Because out here, the smallest move can start the biggest fire.